Hello everyone. This is a video tutorial for your phone wallpaper background practice. So we did this in class together, and you can see that we learned how to put this gorgeous gradient on the background, and then we made these gorgeous designs with the ornamental brushes that I gave you in Google Classroom. So you have to first download your ornamental brushes, go to Google Classroom, and in the assignment, I gave you a folder with ornamental brushes. So you need to download them. And then after you download them, then you're going to go to your brush. And in your brushes, you have a wheel up here, and you have to go import brushes. And then when you import your brushes, find them wherever you have them in your downloads, and then just hit open, and then they should come in. Okay, so we're going to do this assignment here, and it's super fun, and you learn a lot, and you make a really cool design. Okay, so let's get, and then here's some of the examples that I have. Let's see. And then we're going to learn about overlays. Also, the pen tool. In class, I showed everybody how to use the pen tool, and I actually made a pen tool video. So if you are watching this video now, when you get to the pen tool, you need to stop watching this video, go watch the pen tool video, and then come back to this one, okay? I made a separate video just for this here, okay? Okie dokie, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go File, New. And you're going to come up here. You guys see all of these options here. So go to your mobile options here, and then you are going to find your phone size. So find your mobile phone size and your cell phone size. Go to your presets. If you can't find it, then just Google, just search your phone size, okay? And these are some of the options here, or you can guess, or if you don't have a phone, you can just pick any of them. This one is quite big and quite big. So these two, if you're looking for like a larger surface, you can pick one of those two. I'm going to pick this one, but if you guys notice, you can go in inches too. So if you look it up online, if you can't find your phone size in here, look it up online, and they should probably tell you in inches and pixels, okay? So let's call it a phone wallpaper practice. And then last name, first name, P12345 Okay, and since I'm picking that phone there, everything is coming in. All these are presets. Just keep everything RGB, white, and then hit create. Okay, you're going to notice that it says artboard here. So if you're in the cell phone presets, you're going to have an artboard, and it acts just like what we're used to. So just don't click on the artboard on the top, okay? Because then you'll close everything out. So just keep all your layers exposed. Okay, so right now we don't have a background, so we want to put a dark gray background on it. So what we want to do is just come over here to your color picker and type in 26, 26, 26. And it gives you this dark gray color here, and then hit OK, and then fill it. You can go to the paint bucket, fill it, or the shortcut is Option Delete. And then just call that background. Okay, and then you want to make a duplicate copy of that, Command J. Okay, and now we're going to put a gorgeous gradient on the background copy. Let's call this background gradient. Okay, and next we're going to go and we're going to put a gorgeous gradient on here. Okay, so first thing you need to do is right click on your layer and go to blending options. Okay, and inside, so make sure it says blending options here and blending options here. Before we click over here for anything, we have to get this set up first. Okay, so you're going to keep your blend mode normal, keep your opacity 100, but you're going to come down here in your advanced blending and make your fill opacity 0%. Okay, so make sure it says blending options. Okay, now we're going to come over here to your gradient overlay and click on your gradient overlay. Okay, does not matter what color it looks like for now, we're going to change everything. Okay, in your gradient overlay, set your blend mode to overlay, opacity 100%, make sure it says style linear, angle 45 degrees, scale 100%. So you can see that that's what it looks like with this, but we're going to actually make a different gradient, okay? So when you go into so first thing, make sure it says overlay, opacity 100%, style linear, angle 45, scale 100. Now click on your gradient bar or double click on your gradient bar to get into your gradient editor. I want you guys to find a gradient in your folders. I know you have mostly folders. So find a gradient that has 2 or 3 colors, okay? And what we want to have is actually 4 boxes. So I'm just going to take my mouse and I'm going to touch the bottom of my gradient line. When I do that, it becomes a finger. So when I do that, it creates a little color house there. And if I do it again, it creates another one. So now I have 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are called gradient stops, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my first stop here. And you can see that when I click on my house, my color house here, it goes to location 0%, which is what you want. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to type in the numbers 0. Wait a minute, let's delete everything. Okay, so go to 0, 0, 0, 4, 8, 5. And I also have this written down in the instructions in Google Classroom. So you can actually go to the paper instructions and it has all these codes in there. Hit OK. Okay, then go to your second stop and put location 33%. Okay, go to the color here and you're going to type in 1 B D A E B. Okay, and then click OK. So you have a dark blue, a light blue. Let's go to your third stop, location 66. Okay, and then you're going to click on the color. It's going to be 9B3 B81. Okay, and you get this pinkish color here. Hit OK. And then the last one, you want to make it location 100% and then click on the color and you want to type in D27 E34. Okay, and then hit OK. And now you have this gorgeous gradient here and we want to actually keep it. So why don't you just call it whatever you want to call it. I'll just say video color gradient. I'm using it for my video. You can call it whatever you want. Okay, and then hit new. And then if you hit new, it should come down here at the bottom. Okay, and hit OK. Now, if you notice, it's already on your paper. Okay, so here we have it. Okay, we're good to go. Hit OK. And now you have your gradient there. Okay, so the next part of your paper instructions, I told you guys to you're going to make 2 different techniques for your pen tool. And basically, I have you doing it in this practice because you're going to need to know how to do this for your DVC final at the end of the year. So go to your, so go watch this video tutorial. I show you how to do fractal designs. So watch this video here and you'll learn all about how to do a Gaussian blur in the background and things like that. So go ahead and watch that video tutorial now, okay? And then after you're done with that, then you're going to group. So basically we have, we make our pen tool techniques and then we just group them in a folder. So you can see here, I have my pen tool practice that I did with students in class and we did 2 different versions and then we just group them. you just select all your layers and then Command G and make a group, and then you call it Pen Tool Practice, and then you can turn it off. Okay. If you want to hand in your project with your pen lines, you can as well. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to the one that let's see. Let me go back to the one I'm making for you now. Okay, so after you have your pen tool practice, most likely you will have a group here. It will be a group, and then you'll have pen tool practice inside that group. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to jump right into on your paper instructions. I'm going to jump into step 8. Okay, so on your paper instructions, step 8, I told you to get your brushes. And you guys saw that I showed you how to do that at the beginning of this tutorial. So you should have your brushes now. And now I'm going to be on step 9. So step 9, I told you to make a new layer. Okay, and let's make your color, your foreground color white. So let's do D and then hit the. So just grab any of your brushes in your ornamental brush folder. Okay, all of them are gorgeous. We're going to be using 5 of them, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. The only thing I'm going to say is just make sure it's nice and big and it goes over your paper. Okay, so after you grab your brush, hit enter. And at this point, you can shrink it down. You know how to do that with your right and your left bracket. So if I take my left bracket, okay, I also can turn it. So remember before you used to have to come here to your brush and then you used to have to turn it like that with the wheel. Okay. And I also want to show you while I'm in here with this wheel, you can see I'm turning my brush, but you also can make it, you can distort it, you can flatten it out, you can make it wider. So you can have fun with those handles here on the side. Okay. And then in the 2020 version, if you use your right arrow key, so your right arrow key now turns it, or your left arrow key. So now you can do something like that. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp this design right here. Actually, I think I might just do it horizontal for now. Okay. So I think I'm just going to do something like that and just stamp it. Okay. And there is on white. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to get this layer set up now. Okay. So we're going to copy this layer style in a minute, but we had to first set it up. Okay. So on your paper, it tells you to, you're going to stamp your brush. Okay. And this is step 10 on your paper. Okay. So you're going to stamp your brush, and then after that, you're going to right click on your layer, go to your blending options. Okay, in your blending options window, you're going to make your blend mode. You're going to go here and make it color dodge. You're going to make your opacity 100%. Okay, now you're going to come down here to advanced blending, and you're going to make your fill 41%. Or around there. Okay. And now so after you have make sure blend options, blend mode, color dodge, opacity 100%, fill opacity 41%. Now you're going to come over here to your outer glow. So click on your outer glow. Okay. If you have to double click, you have to get into your outer glow window. Okay. Make your color white. Okay, and make your blend mode color dodge. So in here, make sure it's color dodge. Opacity 75%. Okay, and then in your elements, make sure your technique is softer. Spread is 0%, and you can change the spread later on if you want to make it larger. Okay, and then size around 32%. And like I said, you can change this too, but we're just going to use this as our presets right now. Okay, and after you do that, you're going to notice that you already have this cool effect. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so let me just make sure that you see all this again. So make sure you're in your outer glow. The blend mode is color dodge. Opacity 75%. The noise is 0. You have white right here. Technique is softer. Spread is 0%. And size is 32 pixels. Hit OK. Okay, and so now you have layer 1 done. Let's go ahead and make another layer. Go back over here and get a different brush now. Something that can overlap. Okay, I'm just going to do this one. Okay, and then go through all of them. They're all gorgeous. Okay, so, and hit enter. Now I'm going to move my arrow keys. I'm going to bring it down. Let's see, I'm going to bring it, do something like this. And I also want to let you know, if you guys stamp something on your paper, okay, you can still go edit, transform, and you can scale it, rotate it. You can rotate it. You can edit, warp, perspective. So you can do, things like that to get some interesting effects. I'll just bring it like that. Okay, so play around with the transform tool, okay? And then I'm going to, so after you get an interesting shape, and after you do that, you're going to come down here. You're going to click on this layer here, and you're going to right click, and you're going to copy that layer style. Then you're going to come up here to this layer here. You're going to right click, and you're going to paste it. Okay, and now you can see that it's been pasted on there. Okay, so if I come over here and move it, you can see that there is that already. Okay, and I want you to do this 3 more times. So make another layer, grab your brush tool, get a different brush. Okay, and hit enter. I'm just going to do this fast because of the video. And you're going to make sure you're on a brand new layer. Make sure you have white. And I'm just going to stamp that. Okay, and right click and paste my layer style. Okay, so now you can see it's getting brighter. As I overlap my layers, it gets brighter and brighter. Okay, 2 more times. Paste layer style. Okay, and 1 more time. And I'm doing this in a hurry. I probably would have this planned out a little bit better. Let me just, let's see. Where do I want this to go? I'm afraid it's going to get super busy. Oh, you know what? I'm on the same layer, so I have to make a new layer. Let's see. I am going, maybe I'll just do it on the top. I'm just using my arrow keys and just sort of moving it. Let's see, maybe I could just put it, I don't know where to put it. Let's see. No, that's, maybe if I take it down, shrink it. Let's try that. Oh, I'm not happy with that either. Let's see. Not sure. Okay, right click and paste my layer style. Okay, so you can see that the more you overlap, the more you're going to make a focal point wherever you overlap your shapes. And then I want to just come over here and show you that you can change any of your layers. If you come up here, you can bring the opacity way down and make that really subtle in the background, or you can make your fill even less. So you can, you can still change these numbers. You can even come back in here. You can double click on that outer glow. And let's say you want the outer glow spread to be more, or you want the size to be bigger. So you can come in here and change any of these still. It's not like it's set in stone. So you still can make adjustments, okay? So if I come over here, maybe bring this opacity down, it's a little busy. Okay, and you can continue playing with it until you get a nice design where you get maybe what I want you to get is just one focal point. So try not to make it too busy because then it gets you want the viewer's eye to go one place, not all over. So you'll have to make adjustments. And I don't have time for that right now, but I do want you to spend about 5 minutes making adjustments. Like I made adjustments so that my focal point was more here and less down here. Okay. So make adjustments for that. Spend about 5 minutes tweaking any of your layer opacities, fills. You can double click on your outer glow and make adjustments with that as well. Okay, so after you create one focal point, I want you to, still trying to create more of an emphasis somewhere. Okay, so after you do that, then you're going to, I still want to teach you how to do layer styles because this is something that you'll need to know for your logo phone wall, your logo phone wallpaper project, which is the next one. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a new layer and I got a bunch of different things to show you. So first thing, I'm just going to show you your rectangular marquee tool. And if I just do half of this here and just fill it with white. So if I do Option Delete, it fills it with white, Command D, and then I come over here and set it to overlay. You can see that it creates that overlay, right? I can move it. I can put it in the center. I can put it over here. And that creates more emphasis or lighting effect, right? I could also Command T. I could shrink that and just have it in. I could make like vertical lines. This is always a cool effect. So, and if I come over here to my blend modes and scroll through them, you can see that it does create some neat options for you. Okay. Let's have it set to overlay. Okay, so that's one technique. I'll just put that over here, turn that off, and then we'll do the same thing with the we'll come over here and just do half of your paper. So make your rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just going to fill it with black. So black's my background, so I'm going to do Command Delete. And guess what? I'm going to come over here, see what does overlay soft light looks like. Soft light looks like that, which is a really cool effect. If I move it up and down, you can see what happens if I move it up and down. Now, if you guys like having this line showing, you can keep it like that. But if you don't want to have a hard edge, another way to get darker in a certain area is to actually make a new layer. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go to my, make black my gradient. I'm going to come up here into my gradients. In your folders, in your basic folders, you have these 3 gradients here. So whatever color is your foreground is going to be the second preset, and you have black going into transparent. That's the one you want to grab. Hit OK. Now I could go to my linear gradient here, and I could just do, let's see if I hold down my Shift key. Let's see. I don't think I want it that big. Let's see. Well, I guess that's fine. Okay, I'll just do something like that where I have it black down here. If I take my move tool and move it, it fades. The black is harder down here, and then it fades slowly into your center. Okay, and if I wanted to, I could Command T. I could flip it and make it on the top. If I go flip vertical, now I could bring it up there, and it slowly fades into the center. So that's a cool effect, and that will create your focal point to be changed. So if I turn off that top there, my focal point now becomes down here. And let's just go ahead and see what happens if I try making a new layer, and if I set my, if I set it to radial, let's see what happens. If I do, I'm just going to test this out and see. Just trying to get a darker area, and go to overlay. Okay, if I go to overlay and then I can move that, around. So you can create something like that where you have it where you're just making something darker in the background and then you can come over here, maybe soft light would be better. Okay, and that sort of creates a more subtle effect where you don't have any hard edges, okay? And that's just and you can do the exact same thing with white. So if I turn that one off and I come over here, make white my foreground, and I have this one set to white, right? Got that one. And I do the same thing. I could do, okay, let me just do that, make it a little bit darker. And same thing, I can come over here, overlay, and take my move tool and I can move this around. So you guys are noticing it's sort of like creating a subtle light effect, right? So know that that's always an option to create a focal point or to create something, make something brighter, lighter. Instead of going to filter lens flare or filter lighting effects, you can create your own lighting effects that way. Okay. And then let's see, what else do I want to show you? Oh, okay. So one more technique, well, a couple more techniques. Let me go ahead. If you want to do like a spotlight effect, grab your rectangular marquee tool. Let's just go ahead and do something like that. Fill it with white, Command D, Command T. I'm going to move it into the center. I'm going to make it a little bit skinnier. And then I'm going to rotate it. Okay, if I rotate it and put it at my corners, let's see, maybe rotate a little bit more. Okay, and then let's see if I hold down my Shift key, stretch it out. Okay, and then go Edit, Transform, Perspective. Pull these sides out, make these sides go smaller because you want it to look like a spotlight. Okay, and then Command T, rotate. Okay, something like that. And then you can create overlay, soft light. Okay, if I do overlay, bring my opacity down, or maybe I want to bring let's see what fill looks like if I bring that down. Fill down, it's a little bit better. Okay, grab my move tool. I could literally move it, Command T, rotate it a little bit more. Okay, and then you get that spotlight effect, okay? And instead of going into filters and doing your lighting effects, I think this is a little bit easier to use that, okay? So and then one last thing. I also want to show you that you guys can make a new layer. You can come over here and use your elliptical marquee tool. If I have this selected up here, I can make multiple circles. Okay, I can just continue making them all different sizes. Okay, I can fill it with white or black or any color. You can literally make it any color. If I choose a different color, let's just say do red, I could fill it with red. You can fill it with any color, Command D, and then guess what? Come over here, overlay, any of these blend modes, scroll through your blend modes, see what you like, and then and then you can change your numbers over here, and then you can move them around, okay, and that creates a cool effect as well. So if I come over here, let's see, what does multiply look like? It's a little too dark. If I come over here to screen, color dodge, and then maybe bring my fill down some, bring my opacity down some, and that creates a fun background effect as well. Sometimes those are really playful. You can also do the same thing with your squares. So you could do rectangular marquee tools and make squares instead of circles. Okay, so that gives you a lot of options now for when you use your logo phone wallpaper. You can create some cool effects. Okay, so basically you're going to, what I want you to do for this project is I want you to create a focal point, okay, with your lighting. And then I want you to create a foreground, a middle ground, and a background so that way you can see through your layers. Okay, and I want you to practice just coming in and changing your layers and changing your blend modes, and then also copying your layer styles and learning how to do that as well. And then don't forget practicing your overlays and creating a darker edge or darker middle or lighter middle or cool overlays with your lighting effects. Okay, so that's the end of the project. Once you have this done, you're going to, the one thing with the artboard is when you go file, you're going to first save it. Okay, so make sure that you save it as a phone wallpaper practice. Okay, and then after you hit save, you're going to save it as a PSD file. And then let me just hit cancel because I already have it saved. You're going to go file, export. And then when you go to export, it's always going to be called artboard. So you want to change the name from artboard to the name of the title. So make sure that you title it correctly, change that name, and then save it as a PNG. Okay. Don't take off PNG and change your endings. Make sure you export it properly. Okay. And then after you do that, hit save and then hand it in. Okay. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you at school. Bye.